What is up, YouTube? Okay, this is a very, very important video. Okay, this is my boy Xavier. He's been a student for, I don't know, about a month, 2 months or something, maybe a month. He closed 9,000 deals. He closed $9,000
I
um,
wish.
within like 2 weeks of being a student, just going back and looking at some of his leads. He closed them. Now he's paying for marketing. Um, he has a cold caller and he's going through it. So he already made money. He already closed deals before, but now he's really trying to break into $10,000 a month minimum. That's where he's trying to break out into. But I think he's aiming for past that. He wants money saved up, and on top of that, $10,000 a week, and on top of that, he wants to be out, right? And I know for a fact that by next year he will achieve all those goals. But the point of this video is to highlight the struggle and what it's really like, the reality of being an entrepreneur and starting up a business from scratch, and like the worries, the self-doubt, the struggle, the ups and downs, the canceled deals, the canceled contracts. So we're just going to talk about that. Just touch up on it a little bit in this video. So Xavier, you want to introduce yourself for the people who might not know how old you are, where are you from, where you live at now, and what's your like current situation? Who do you live with? Do you have a girlfriend? Are you single? What's the deal? What's going on?
Yeah, so my name's Xavier. I'm 28 years old. I live in
Damn.
upstate New York.
I'm just
I
kidding.
live in upstate New York. I got a girlfriend, and yeah, right now I'm hustling, I'm struggling, and failing forward, trying to trying to build this business up the absolute best that I can.
And 28. So 28. Guys, I have some of y'all that message me and DM me. You're fucking 19 years old and you're like, I feel behind. Like, guys, calm down. You got 10 more, in 10
19,
more years, you'll still be young. 28, Eric
still be
Klein. I don't know if, well, the people who follow me and know about wholesaling, they know, if you know about Eric Klein, you know that, he went to rehab for the first time when he was 28. Now he's a multi-millionaire, right? Was that 9 figures, 8 figures? And yeah, he didn't start. He just got off a crack when he was 28 in a rehab. That, and then he found out about sales. So just never feel behind. Doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're 40, 50. It's never too late to start. Don't compare yourself to anyone and just start. So you're not behind. You're not too late. Start. Even if you are behind, that's all the more reason to start now.
that'd be the hardest part, comparing yourself to other people. Because you know, you think about it, it's like, dang, like Eric Klein, he closed like what, two
2.6
2 million, or
million
yeah, in his first year, and you're thinking like, damn, like
in his first
I
year
don't
of
know if you
wholesale real estate, though. before
exactly
before that, it was 10 years, 15 years, I think, actually, of sales experience.
right. So it's like when you really think about it, it's like you have to pretty much have a decade's worth of sales experience to be able to do what he did, or even maybe get close. And so it's like when you're first starting out wholesale and you first learn about it, it's like, I'm gonna go out there and do that. But like you have no real sales skills at that point.
Yeah.
You don't know really how to talk to sellers, you don't know the real estate lingo.
Yeah.
And it's like there's there's so many levels to this game that it's just like you gotta just like take a deep breath and like pull yourself like back. Like I need to learn these basics before I can even think about touching, what Eric Klein did.
That's right. And a lot of people, a lot of beginners, they come in here, they think they could just pay money, press a button, and then boom, $30,000, $50,000. So let's talk about that. You deal with that sometimes. It's normal to deal with that. It's
For
like
sure.
it's delayed gratification is all it is. And this isn't like delayed gratification is in like 1 minute versus 1 hour. This is like working out delayed gratification. You don't see results for months, and you have to
Once.
get used to not looking at the results, detaching from the results. There were so many times when I was first starting my fitness journey in the very, very beginning when I was jacked. But for the first 6 months, it aggravated and it was discouraging and it was frustrating looking in the mirror. After I had just worked out so hard, I'm sweating. There's puddles of sweat. I'm exhausted. I'm sore. I look in the mirror. I'm still skinny fat. That shit sucks. And it's the same thing with wholesale real estate. It's not just wholesale real estate. It's the same thing with business or a skill. Anything worth having is not easy. Anything worth having takes time, takes effort, takes patience. So yeah, kind of what you're going through right now. You're like, man, I just worked hard today. I just called like 50 people today. I sent out 10 offers. I have 4 contracts signed. They all fell through. Why am I not rich yet? And it's like, okay, calm down. Just do that for like 3 more months. Then you could maybe ask that question. Like, do that every day for 3 months. Then maybe you could start to ask that question. But even then, it's only 3 months. A lot of people don't like that answer, right? Now, you can make money in 30 to 90 days. It's possible. But it's the skill, like you did. You made $9,000 in 2 weeks, but it's the skill that gives you the consistency. It's the skill and the mindset and the detachment from the result that gets you through that uphill battle phase. It's an uphill battle at first, and after you get through it, once you have the skills and you can do shit with your eyes closed, now it's just a downhill. Not even a battle. It's just a downhill cruising along. Okay. The key is to make sure that you went uphill enough to make sure that when it is time to cruise, you're going over multiple hills. Like the momentum is so strong. A lot of people, they go up a little hill and they kind of try to cruise, which is normal, which is, in other words, it's called complacency. They hit their goals and then they get complacent. So tell us about the struggles of delayed gratification right now. Where is your mind at? You know, what are you thinking when like these contracts fall through? You know, because I'm not gonna rant too much about what I tell you, because I tell you the same shit every day. It's like 4, that's it. That's all you got is 4 contracts. That's it. Wait till you get 12. Then you can complain. I had 12 contracts. I feel like an older brother or like a dad, like saying back in my day, but for real. So what does that describe some of the challenges going through that delayed gratification, knowing that you're not going to get it tomorrow, you might get it any day now, but you're definitely going to get it in the future.
Right. No, it's definitely humbling, right? I think I got the $9,000 deal back in September. And then October comes and I lock up four contracts. There was 2 in Florida. No, I locked up 5 contracts. There was 2 in Florida, 1 in Georgia, and then 2 more in North Carolina. And I'm just like, I got nice discounts on these things. They're, about half the estimate. I'm like, these are getting sold, no problem. Have buyers come through. Everyone's asking for way less than what I got it locked up for. I have sellers telling me to, cancel the contract. They don't want to do this anymore. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like, why is this happening? Why are these things falling through? And it's like, you gotta understand, it's like, without these struggles and failures, you're never gonna get to where you actually want to be, right? If it was just roses and rainbows, there would be a million wholesalers out there, right? And that's just not the case. Deals are gonna fall through, sellers are gonna want to back out, buyers are gonna back out on you, and it's the nature of the beast. And like, I'm getting to that point where it's like, I'm now realizing that like these deals have to fall through, right? I don't want them to. I very much well want them to close, but it's like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna learn how to, go back to a seller and ask him for a price reduction. I'm not gonna know how to go back to a seller and try to, swing a new pitch like they're dealing with right now. I had 2 or 3 buyers lined up for it. They all wanted it for 100. I got it at 120. And then out of nowhere, the buyers just back out. No one wants it anymore. And so I'm talking to the seller. I'm just like, hey, like, where I got it right now, the price is not going to work. And I'm like, I'm scared saying this to the seller. I'm just like, she's going to chew me out, like, curse me out, like all this shit.
But over time,
And
you
she's
get
just
better
like,
at it.
yeah. And she's just like, okay, what can we do? I'm just like, well,
You
I
didn't think
can
y'all would get this far, huh?
right. I'm just like, well, we can sign a new agreement that says I can just market it for you. And she's like, okay, sure. Whenever you send it, I'll sign it. And I'm just like,
yeah, you never
are you
know.
serious? Like, I just told you that I can't, buy this house for the price that we agreed upon on the day we agreed upon. And you're gonna let me have another go around at it? And like, this is the last contract out of those 5 that I locked up.
Yeah.
The last one. The one of them, you talked to the seller with me. She was like screaming at us when we were like, we gotta come down 20 grand. And she's just like, release it, release it. I got stuff going on with my ex-husband, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, man, like not every situation is gonna be that bad. Right?
Yeah.
And this is a situation where I took something that was bad and I'm doing my best to put a spin on it and make it something good. Because the chances that it gets sold on the MLS are a lot higher than, me going out and trying to find a buyer that wants it for a certain price. Right? That's a small pool versus a big pool. Right? The big pool, your chances go up exponentially.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that yeah, within the first year of wholesale real estate, you have to go through this period of you're growing your discernment muscle. The discernment is like one of the most important skills in sales in general. Sales in general, discernment is very important. And in the beginning, you're trying to overanalyze. Then as time goes on, you underanalyze. And then as time goes on, you find the sweet spot. You know what the fuck a deal looks like the second you glance at it. And you know how to turn a potential deal into a deal. That's the real skill. The skill that I have is I could go on Zillow and I know what to look for that beginners, they don't even think twice about it. They don't glance at it, or they judge the lead. They prejudge the lead based on price, based on the description. As time goes, so the key is, like you just said, you made this point of I'm getting the contracts locked up and now I have to go and I have to have these ugly conversations to get through it. The thing is, one, you're building the skill of you're getting better at having those ugly conversations. Now you know how to frame different conversations. Now you're working on your word tracks. Now you know what to say. Now you don't sound like a rookie when it's your 100th time having this ugly conversation. It's not even ugly anymore. So there's that skill, but then there's also the discernment of like, I could turn this into a deal. I have to do this, this, and this though, and I have to reframe their mind this way. Or the discernment to say there's no possible deal there. It's not possible. I have that skill, I have that discernment. Or yeah, so in the beginning you're gonna try to make everything a deal. You're gonna try to make everything a deal. You're gonna only want to see you're gonna only see what you want to see. So you're gonna take bad deals and you're gonna be like, no, this is a deal, this is a deal. No, somebody will buy this. Yeah, okay. Well, you have to go through that because you don't know what a deal is yet. Or what's the opposite of that? Vice versa. What is the opposite of that? You have a deal that's not a deal. Oh, you have a deal that's not a deal, but you think it is a deal. And then there's times where you have a deal and you think it's not a deal, or you don't know it's a deal, but it's a fucking deal.
Right.
And so from going to those two extremes over time, It's all about repetition. It's all about getting the numbers in, because eventually your discernment will go up, your sales skills will go up, you get better at having those ugly conversations. So you have to, I think Alex Ramosi was talking about this, but you have to go through the hard times, because without the hard, you're not going to know what to do. You're not going to have any worth. You're not going to have any value. Everything was just given to you and you got lucky every time. You have no
Right.
real value. You don't deserve $10,000 a month. You don't deserve any money a month because you don't have value. Alex Ramosi said, it was an analogy or a metaphor or whatever of like this one foreign exchange student never ate a banana before. He's from a foreign country. He comes to America. These two kids give him their banana. And then so he never seen the banana. He's like, and they're like, it's a fruit, eat it or whatever. So he bites, doesn't peel it. He just bites the banana.
Right.
And they're like, dude, what are you, stupid? And then an adult comes and be like, hey, he's not stupid. He just doesn't know any better.
Right.
That's facts. He needed to eat the banana without peeling it, so he knows not to do it again. So he has that experience for next time he comes across a banana. Same thing. So sometimes you need to bite into the orange, as Alex Hermosi says, without peeling it. Now he's basically saying you have to make stupid mistakes. You have to make
Yeah.
all the mistakes in the beginning, so you could, as fast as possible. You have to get
Right.
through that phase. You have to fast as much as possible, as fast as possible, so you could hurry up and get out of that phase. If you want to be good at anything, you want to be a professional at anything, you have to go through that phase and you have to man the fuck up and face that phase. And on average, across any skill, across any business, on average, it takes about a year to get good at something.
Right. And I mean, just like the book, what was it called?
Way of the Wolf, Atomic Habits, Way of the Wolf.
No, it was
Never Split the Difference.
it's the one about
The one thing by
saying that.
Gary Keller.
No, it's the I can't remember the name. It's the one where
Traction.
it,
The one with what?
it's the one about saying no.
Get to the no.
No, that's close to it. I have it. I just can't see it from here.
Go for the no. I don't know.
Yeah, go for no.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta
go for no. And in that book, they say you got to fail hard and you got to fail fast.
Yeah, that's
like,
right. That's right.
Get
That's
it over
exactly
with.
right.
Get it over with. Don't baby step the failures.
Yeah,
because
don't
they're
always
gonna
try
come.
to win. Don't always try to win
Right.
either. Try to make
that's what I'm saying.
yep.
If you're gonna fail no matter what, but you only truly fail when you give up and quit.
Yeah.
So if you're just continuously failing forward, all you're doing is just building that skill up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You're building that skill for when you get to the opportunity where it's like, okay, I can take this down, no problem.
Yeah.
And when that opportunity comes, if you haven't gone through enough trial, it's just going to be as if it's your day one, right? Because it's like you didn't gain that experience that you should have gained while getting to that point. So that's how I feel when I'm just like, man, these deals aren't coming through. Why am I not finding this deal? The cold callers aren't bringing me good leads, this, that, and the third. And it's just not every deal is a deal. But when that deal comes, you want to be prepared for it. Because you don't want to sound like a spring chicken on the phone with someone who is going to say yes, to whatever you say. But if you just sound like you're unprepared, it's going to scare them off. And you don't want to do that. Not on your big 50K deal. You got to feel fast. You got to feel hard.
That's right. So in 3 months from now, we're going to look back at this video. And we're going to make sure that you take your own advice.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even the conversation that we had probably 2 weeks ago, you're just you're just dude, calm down. You're gonna get there, right? You're doing the money making activities. It's not a thing of I think you said it's not, it's
About
not
intensity, it's about
how it's gonna
consistency.
come, but it's when the money's gonna come.
Oh, yeah, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah, not a matter of if, but a matter of when. It's like, you keep doing this, this will happen. So it's like, I'm just like staying focused. And also another thing that you said was, I have to have a better perspective on how I look at things. Because you were like, if you keep looking at the negatives, it's all gonna be negative. But if you take something that may seem negative and look at it from this angle over here, you'll see that it's a positive. And it's like, I look at the one deal from Goldsboro that the seller was like screaming at us. And it's like, from one angle, it's like, damn, a deal just fell through. The seller's, you know, she's mad at us. She she's yelling at me, this, and the third. But it's like, that was my first real tough conversation. The first time I canceled the contract, I texted the dude. I was scared. I was like, hey, da, 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 we can't do this anymore. And like, I just left it at that. I sent him a cancel agreement. It was done. I never actually had to have that tough conversation with someone where it's like, you know, we need to come down 20 grand to make this work. And now I'm I'm more prepared for those conversations, especially with the the three contracts that I just canceled like within the last 2 weeks. I mean, like, I'm out here, I'm talking to realtors, I'm texting buyers, I'm calling buyers, I'm talking to anyone and everyone that could possibly help me get this deal sold. Talking to other wholesalers, and it's just like, I had to just realize, like, dude, these aren't gonna go through. You're gonna have to cancel these, right? You're gonna have to suck it up. And I mean, like, I'm over here like somewhat like just petrified of like having to like call these sellers back up, like, hey, this isn't gonna go through. Only one seller got mad. Only one. The other one was like, hey, honestly, I didn't think this was gonna be a deal for you. This is more of a, you know, someone is gonna live here and fix it up as they live there. And then the other one was just like, hey, you know, I get it. Like, not everything works out.
Yeah, so it's not as
And
bad as you thought.
exactly. And I'm over here just like scared, like dreading this day where I have to pick up the phone and call these sellers back, like, hey, it's not gonna go through. And only one got mad. And she's like gone now. She doesn't even, I don't even know if she cares anymore. She was like asking me about earnest money. I'm just like, it's refundable. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing we can do about that. Like, it was in the agreement. And it's just like, it's not as bad as you make it seem mentally. Like, your mind will 100% play tricks on you, where it's just like, these people are gonna chew you out, grill you out. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, all they can do is call you some names, say some mean things, but that's it. They can't take anything away from you. Nothing. And it's like, the faster you get over that, the better you'll be in the end.
That's right. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. Is there any tips or advice or an old saying or something that you want to tell to maybe your younger self or maybe someone who else who is going through the struggle and they're not seeing instant gratification, so they're discouraged? What would you say to them?
Don't give up and keep working hard.
Stop being
Talk
a
to as many
pussy,
people
shut
as
the
you
fuck
can.
up. I'm just kidding. Stop being a
No,
pussy.
seriously. Just talk to as many people as you can, because I mean, the more people you talk to, like the deal that I got that was $9,000, that was a 2 month old lead. 2 months I had been talking to this guy. He kept saying no, he kept saying no, he kept saying no. It just so had happened that the tenants he had in his house had moved out the day I texted him, and they also left a whole bunch of trash behind.
Meant to be. Lucky day. Show up every
It
day.
was meant to be. It was meant to be. And I mean, that's how everyone will find their deals. is if they just constantly stay on top of these people. Like, yo, I have like a 10 or 15 long list of leads that have not answered me within like the last month or so in my Podio. I don't remove anyone or set a new task in a Podio until I talk to those people. And I call them 2 or 3 times a day, every single day. I mean, I am beating up their phone. Sooner or later, they're either gonna block me or get annoyed and answer. And so it's like I just hound these people, and I know it may seem weird when you say like you're hounding. It's like yes, like I'm trying to get a deal because I know these are deals, either a cash offer or innovation. Like I know they're deals. It's just I have to make it work out for them. Yep. Right? And I have to have them realize like, hey, this guy is here to serve me, help me get my house sold, so I can, move on to this part of life. So I just stay consistent. And then that's what it is, consistence and persistence. It beats anything.
That's 110%
It beats
right.
anything.
110% right. Okay, all right, y'all. If you guys want the wholesale script, if you want the script that I use to lock up all my deals, if you want the contract that I use to lock up all my deals, just DM me on Instagram. My information is going to be in the description below. I'll give you that for free, just for fucking with me. If you want cold callers to cold call your leads for you, if you're tired of using a dialer, if you're tired of calling leads yourself, if you need somebody to call the leads for you and send you leads every day, DM me on Instagram. I'll give you that. If you want to work with me one-on-one, like Xavier is right now, just DM me on Instagram. Just DM me the word coach and I'll DM you back. Okay, let's get it. How do we end this? Right here. All right, peace, y'all. Stay motivated. Oops.